Speaker, members, I would urge you to look very closely at the House Research report that is on each one of your desks. And I'd urge you to read it, to be fully aware of the impact of the cuts that you are making. In your own offices, you probably have an intern or two that goes either to the University of Texas or is on loan from some other university. I know that in my office that's the case. And I know that in my office, those who are in school now have received letters from their offices of financial aid saying that their financial aid may not be available next year. And the truth is, if you read the House Research report, you can tell exactly why that is. In fact, even in public ed, realize that the committee substitute increased the amount of cuts to TEA from 60 million to 90 million. It increased the cut to TxDOT from the original 20 million, from 84 million. All of these cuts are deeper and deeper and deeper. And all of these cuts impact individuals that you and I know. That last debate on the Paxson Amendment gives you an indication of everything that is wrong with this process. As we so hurriedly look to cut numbers, we don't look at faces, and we don't look at people. We came very close to cutting the salaries of physicians at MD Anderson, as Ms. Thompson pointed out. We came very close to cutting the salaries of professors who could easily teach in other places like MIT or Cal Berkeley. We came very close to cutting things that make Texas what it is. And the truth is that House Bill 4 makes too many of those cuts. And it puts us further and further and further behind. Members, I haven't been here as long as Ms. Thompson or Mr. Dutton or Mr. Craddock or many of the other members. But I can tell you that I paid attention to Texas and the legislature for a very, very, very long time. And I can tell you that this bill, it doesn't take us to 2013 or 2030 or 2035 or 2050. This bill doesn't take us down the road. With this bill, with House Bill 4, we're rushing headlong into the 1980s. And that is not a very good thing to say about Texas.
I just want to speak very briefly against this bill. We've been here a long time. I've voted against it in committee, notwithstanding my friendship with Mr. Pitts and the hard work that he put in and the committee put in all through the process. But members, I just want to point out that we have been told and we will be told that this bill is about making state government more efficient and finding ways to cut state government and save state government money. But what we're really doing in here is kicking the can down the road to others. We're not just cutting our own budgets. We're telling the community colleges, hey, we couldn't come up with enough of our own cuts, and we want to hit some target number even though we've got $8 billion or $9 billion in the bank, so you guys take care of it. And you guys take care of it now, between now and the end of the fiscal year. That doesn't make us any more efficient. Doesn't make them any more efficient. It probably just makes them either lay off people or raise tuitions or do both. Not an efficiency measure at all. If we're going to stand here and say, we're making hard choices, we're getting our government in shape, we're being leaner and meaner, we ought to do it here. We ought to do it about these buildings around us if we know some great way to do it. But we ought not get up on that mantle and brag about it when all we're doing is kicking it down the road to somebody else and making it their problem. That's the primary reason I voted no on this, and I'm going to vote no today. I cannot tell my community college trustee, or more important, the families of the students there, that trustee is going to have to cut their budgets or that the student's going to have to pay more in tuition, when I know those families have scraped the bottom of their savings accounts but we're coming nowhere close to scraping the bottoms of ours, and I'd encourage you to join me in voting no.